In this episode, I want to walk you through the basic workspace of Adobe Illustrator. Up at the top, you have your basic menu items. Selecting each tab will reveal specific functions related to each. We will cover these in more detail in future sessions. As a quick overview, File. Similar to other programs, this is where you come to create, open, save, or change your current document settings. Edit. This contains basic editing functions like copy and paste, undo and redo, or editing your Illustrator preferences. Object. Now this is really for more advanced editing options when working with objects on your artboard, as you'll come to discover. Type contains functions related to text. Select controls various ways to select objects on your artboard. View functions for controlling what you see and how you see them on your artboard. Windows. These are various floating panels containing readily available functions or items you can select. Now, one thing to note is that some of these functions contain keyboard shortcuts. I don't expect you to learn them all, but any function that you find yourself using often, you will want to learn the keyboard shortcut to increase your workflow. For example, in Edit, to undo, you would press Ctrl+Z on your keyboard. If you're on a Mac, that is Command+Z. To save your document, go to File, and to save is Ctrl+S on your keyboard, or Command+S if you're working on a Mac. While we're in the File tab, let's select Open a Document, or Ctrl+O on your keyboard. Now locate the document that you downloaded inside the tutorial. Click Open. Let's go to View and look at the keyboard shortcut for Fit Artboard and Window. Notice that it's Ctrl+0. Go ahead and do that now. Notice how the entire document fits inside your work window. Now over here on the left is your toolbar. If you hover the mouse over the tool, it will reveal the name and the keyboard shortcut to quickly select that tool. Again, for tools that you will use often, learn the shortcuts for a quicker selection. For example, if you press V, as in Victor, on your keyboard, it will automatically select your selection tool. Some tools have an arrow in the lower right corner. This means there are additional tools within that set. Right-clicking the tool will open up the panel to reveal all the available tools inside there. Again, notice the keyboard shortcut for each one. Inside the toolbar, notice the magnifying glass. Don't click on it, but hover your mouse over it and notice the keyboard shortcut. It's the letter Z. Press Z on your keyboard. Your selection tool should have changed to the zoom tool. Now, click the letter V as in Victor on your keyboard. You now should have gone from the zoom tool back to the selection tool. On the far right is your property panel, which contains additional panels from the Windows tab. Panels will appear or disappear depending on what you select inside the document. For example, make sure that you have the selection tool selected, or press V on your keyboard. Now click the dark background of the shape. Notice how the property panels changed. Now click on the A inside the logo. Notice how some of the panels change. The Properties panel is contextual to what you have selected and the functions available to you. And trust me, we'll get to know this panel very well. If I were to adjust the opacity of the A, it only affects the properties of the object selected. Now, if you need more options than what is provided for your Properties panel, you can always open additional panels by selecting them from the Windows tab. Now, just so you know, the workspace that we have been working in is a preset. It is the Essentials workspace. You can change your workspace by going to Window and selecting Workspace and choosing whichever is more appropriate or comfortable for you. Notice when you do so how you get a different selection of tools. Again, these are all types of presets. Now, you can also change your workspace over here. As stated, these are all presets and they remain editable. This allows you to customize as needed. You can even create a new one based on the current workspace you have selected and any of the panels that you have open. For this semester, we will be starting with the Essentials workspace. As we go throughout the semester, I will show you how to add additional panels to customize your workspace with panels we may be using quite often. So, that is a basic overview of the workspace in Illustrator. As we continue throughout the semester, we will delve into more specifics and details regarding the various tools and panels you'll need to know to create great designs.